Right, welcome back to day 34 of 55 Days of Christ Consciousness. I'm Gina with Soul Inspired Reflections, and I'm just here on this 55-day journey of Christ Consciousness to activate the Christ Consciousness energies within you, to inspire you to lead a better life, to step further into your self-mastery and your heart awakening and an embodiment of Christ Consciousness energies and your higher self, your I am presence. And it's a very organic process. It can be, if you can have experienced many things while on this journey of healing and transformation and adventure, really. And this has been inspired by the Christ Consciousness deck by Amanda Ellis and illustrated by Jane Delaford Taylor. It's a beautiful deck, and I really invite you to open yourself to experiencing it. So I thought we would take this 55-day journey together and get acquainted with the cards and the messages that it has for you. And I invite you to meet yourself in these cards, see yourself in this, add a new perspective, be willing to see yourself through a different lens, through multiple lenses, and release any judgments and allow yourself to be fully present and begin to make the choices of the person you want to become by making those choices today. And it's one step at a time. So what card wants to be shared with us in this moment for day 34? Okay, that is Thomas. Mind, trap, and doubt. Oh, interesting. This is the first time I've been experiencing this card. Much of this deck I'm experiencing with you as we journey through it. So card number 6, Thomas, mind, trap, and doubt. So I'm just looking at this card. I'll share it with you and just kind of getting the sense of the feeling in this card and what energy perhaps is coming through this deck. Call on that Christ consciousness energy within us. Go ahead and remember to ground yourself as you're connecting. And I'm going to light just a little bit of sage and just to kind of clear the space and reset it a little bit while we together sit with this question almost. And what does this card have to share with us? What does it have to share with you? And maybe we're also clearing some of our old patterns and mindsets, right? And our lower chakra, the solar plexus, and our personal power, our self-esteem, our root chakra and sacral. How have we walked through relationships? What have our bondings have been that may have been contributing to some of our self-doubt? Some of the mental body where we start to get confused and we lack clarity and we second guess and we stumble along the way from that, right? And then perhaps there's a healing from some of you in your youth, where that energy is just kind of stuck and trapped. And I think that even says that in the card, mind, trap, and doubt. Yes, so it's like an imprinting that you get to release when you're ready. And why not today? Why not while you're receiving this? And bringing in that orange color, that golden orange. And that gold reminds me of that solar plexus, the sun, the power, your power center. Thinking about how your communication centers are also designed in the physical body, right? One of the first things developed in utero is your nervous system, your gut instinct, your spinal cord, all the way into your brain stem and brain center. Those are all your communication centers. Your nervous system is your neuric pathways. So imagine when we're clearing the energies of our lower chakras, we're also clearing and making way for clearer transmission and transmission of our neural network pattern. So that means we're also clearing our mind and recreating or creating new neural network pathways. when we're healing and finding resolution within ourself. Okay. And so to me, this card is very much tied into the solar plexus, as well as the mental body and our higher vision, our I am presence, as self-worth and self-doubt. What we tell ourselves has power. What you tell yourself has power. Your body is mostly water. It's like 70 to 80% water, and it's becoming more crystalline. And water is programmable. So every time you say something and have like self-hatred or defecating language to yourself or to other people, you're literally programming your body with that language. So if you have statements and thoughts of lack, of you're not worthy, of self-doubt, you are feeding your body that program. Essentially, you are telling yourself that you aren't worthy. So how might you clear the wounding of your past here now and release any imprints? We're just going to do this. Go ahead and anchor yourself. Put your feet on the ground. We're going to also call in the energy of Archangel Metatron to be present here. Archangel Michael, Raphael, Uriel, Gabriel, Sandalphon to assist in keeping us grounded and fully connected to in our bodies. Archangel Metatron at our stellar gateway, as we connect the light of God to come in through our light column and be fully protected. And I invite you to take a few breaths here, in and out, softening your body, softening your mind, softening your belly, and breathing in again. Feeling the light go through you and into the earth and in your heart and back up again. And you're feeling fully centered, fully grounded, and fully present in your body. I invite you to keep your eyes open, and I'm just going to pause for just a second. Thank you. Pause just for a moment to shut the door. And we're going to connect to that breath again, breathing in through the crown, bring that light center in through the crown, all the way through your central nervous system, through the column, along your spinal cord, through your chakra centers, all the way into the earth and back up again, connecting these energies to the heart, because it is one breath. And you're fully here in your body, fully present in your body, spirit, emotional, mental, spiritual body, and physical body. And we're going to go ahead and take that energy and bring your focus and that light, that golden light center at the solar plexus, and begin to expand it out. We're going to bring in that color orange to absorb any trauma and imprints that are in this energy center from every soul, lifetime, dimension, parallel universe, known and unknown to you. We're calling that fully present here, and to have that energy and imprint absorbed into that orange fire. We're also going to call on the violet fire of transmutation and freedom to clear this energy center, to assist in clearing this energy center. We'll call on Archangel Zadkiel for that support as well. We're going to expand this out from the solar plexus, navel, sacral, and root chakra. This energy centers act as a unit, and visualizing these centers coming back into full harmonics, being fully purified and released and cleared of any blueprint that is not of your divine essence and I am presence and above. Have that be cleared, bringing in your faith, your trust, your confidence, connecting to your heart center, because this is not separate. Okay, remembering that your nervous system, then came your heart, and then the brain. All these are communication centers. And then your crown, and your mental body and third eye, so you can have clear vision, clear thought, and bring that energy into your lower bodies. Allow the Christ light energy to come into that center and fill it with that golden light. Bringing in your divine blueprint of self-worth, of community, of healthy, unified relationship within yourself, your sovereignty. You're releasing any imprints of codependency. You have the ability to care for yourself, to nurture yourself, to create for yourself. You don't need that any external approval anymore. You're embodying your self-confidence, you're embodying your self-worth, and you're forgiving all those that may have knowingly or unknowingly laid these imprints on you, as well as forgiving yourself. With love and gratitude takes its place. Breathing in and breathing out. Take a few more breaths here on your own time to fill these areas or to do more releasing. It happens simultaneously. But remember, as you let go and surrender, fill it with the light of God within you. So we see in this card, there's that hand reaching out and the other hand reaching towards. It's like the olive branch. Sometimes we just need the helping hand to lift ourselves up. To lift ourselves up. Let go of the doubt. Let go of the doubt. Sometimes people, they doubt so much they have to see it with their own eyes. Well, then show me the miracle. Well, show me something. I don't believe it till I see it with my own eyes. Well, look in the mirror, because you are a miracle. You are the miracle. You are walking this planet. To be breathing in a body from cells, that's a miracle. We have miracles every day, every creation in front of us. Particularly you are a miracle. The car you drive is a miracle, or the bus you take to work or travel through. The fact that there's trees and birds in the sky and the earth and the ocean, it all works together, is a miracle. Like, how does anyone really know how it all happens and works? Nobody does. People like to think they do, they're discovering it, but no one truly, only God knows. So when you become one with that creator energy, more of that wisdom is imparted on you or activated within you. But you have to be willing to trust and surrender everything that you once knew. And be willing to let God lead you there. Let Jesus lead you. That heart of the Christ consciousness energy lead you. So let's see what the message of the book has to say from Thomas. It's number 6. For those of you that wish to look up the numerology, please do that on your own. Okay, Thomas, mind trap and doubt. And this has probably happened to all of us, right? Some experience of this. Thomas was the disciple who demanded proof from Jesus, even as he stood before him at the rising Lord, as the rising Lord. How many times have we blocked the miracle or unexpected piece of good news because we fail to believe it can be possibly true? Old scripts and inner programming that good things don't happen to me or I can't do it run rampant and squash the magnificence of creation that is found in you and every potential moment. We can be cynical or afraid of being let down, unused to receiving, or just blind to the wonders of all around us. And that's kind of what I just mentioned, right? Because there's truly no failing. It's easy to fail. You just don't have to do anything and you failed, right? Like you tried to run a business, but you didn't do the work. Of course, it's not going to be successful. right? Or you run a business and you do the work and maybe it didn't work out, but you gained a lot of wisdom doing it, right? Or maybe you're taking a class and you didn't put any effort into reading and studying because you had that mindset of like, I can't do it, it's too hard, and da, da, da. New things are hard. They'll challenge you, but you got to put the work in. Otherwise, you're just self-fulfilling your own prophecy. And of course, it's not going to work out because you had the power to create that it wasn't going to work out, just as much as you have the power to create that it will work out. Too often we are driven not from our hearts, but from the mind and ego, which want evidence before proceeding. Yet the miracle zone lives inside us all. Lives outside the confine. Let me reread that. Sometimes I misread things. Too often we are driven not from our hearts, but from the mind and ego, which want evidence before proceeding. Yet the miracle zone lives outside the confines of what is possible or even probable. In many ways, Thomas was lucky. His declaration that he wouldn't believe only if he could touch Christ's wounds was granted. However, Thomas also showed acts of bravery and faith elsewhere, and then have largely been forgotten, where no such confirmative sign was central to his decision-making. He was the disciple who traveled to Judea with Jesus, despite the fears of their personal safety. He showed courage there. So too his quite well documented. He showed courage there. So too his quite well documented missionary work to India in years that followed. Sorry, that sentence kind of was hard for me to read. So they documented his missionary work to India after all that. Hardly the feet of a man consumed permanently by doubt and lower energies. I think this is important to recognize that as any of us going through things, even when we have some confidence and courage, we can still experience self-doubt and lower energies, lower vibrational thinking. But it's the important piece not to stay there and recognize when you're in there, and then recenter yourself, go back into your heart center and go, okay, what do I need to do? Take step after step after step, right? Even when you have all the abilities in the world, there are those moments. I remember whenever I played sports, right, as an elite athlete, and the nervousness would still come in at the beginning of the game. But once that whistle blew in the first few minutes, then that just went away. Then my innate instincts and abilities took over. Okay, but there's still the nervousness. There's still those things that don't quite go away, but they're present. But once you go into motion in the direction that you want to go, it all goes away. Even procrastination. I, for one, am horrible at procrastinating, but once I put one thing into motion, then it unleashes the energy and the creation. It comes so much easier. And then I don't have the self-worry. I don't have the emotional eating. I don't have like, I'm going to go just lay down and feel overwhelmed. Put one thing into motion and chip away at it, and the rest will come into alignment. Meaning, oh, I had a healthier choice of eating. I went outside for my walk. Like all the other things that are aligned with that choice happen. Okay. Thomas, like all of us, represents times we believe and gather our strengths and courage, and other moments when we fear or doubt, when fear and doubt takes over. He represents being human in all our differing moments, our weakness and strengths. Belief itself is seldom a static, unmoving energy. It ebbs and flows like the sea. Sometimes we will be granted signs of proof, answers to your prayers, and sometimes we will have to carry on regardless, feeling as though we are stumbling around in the dark. But God never leaves us. So back to even Jesus, he never leaves you. He's always with you. How perfect that the day before lines up so nicely. And I find that this whole deck layers over each other very beautifully. Like it's like a system. It reminds me of our chakra system. Our energetic system works harmonic with each other. Every center works with the other. It's a whole system. right? Like if I need more love, I could bring that energy down into my lower chakras, or higher wisdom, bringing it down as I'm operating, or bring things up. It's a system that works together. So is this deck. Having Thomas near you today is a sign that it is okay to be human. Maybe you are confused or in doubt. If so, be gentle with yourself. You may be questioning your ability to cope, to fulfill an obligation, or to meet a goal or task. You could also be going through a dark night of the soul, questioning everything and not knowing what to believe anymore. Truly, however, such moments serve you. They filter away what is no longer relevant and shine a light on what is. Sometimes this will tie into crisis or faith, but it is not wrong to question it. It is how we grow, and we are not intended to take everything at face value either. Balance is needed always. So give yourself the space to come into balance with things. Don't pay attention if your emotions are running the show, or if you're coming back to your heart center, the depths of you, or just take the time to recollect yourself. These doubts may apply to any area of your life: relationships, fighting an illness, your ability to find work, finding care for a loved one, having the patience to care for children, or elderly relatives. We are tested in many ways, but we are never set up to fail. Strength lies always within us, as does spiritual help encouraging us on. Today, it is okay to ask for a sign. It may come in unexpected ways, not as you imagine or request it. Be open to signs that confirm, but also realize that they don't always have to come. As with Thomas, he grew to realize he did not always need one either. His heart already knew. It was his mind that brought the doubt, trapping him, but from which he also learned to break free. So you too can also break free from the limitations of your mind, the ego. And remember what I said with day 33, you're never alone. And at the end of that, I think I said, let your heart lead you now. Let your heart lead you now. And you won't be looking and seeking outside yourself for confirmation and the signs, even in the way that you're looking at it from Jesus. Because those qualities are within you. And sure, sometimes we'll get the synchronicities, the more you're aligned and heading a certain direction in your life, the synchronicities occur. So those two can be the signs and confirmation. But when you're in your heart, you almost don't even need those anymore, because you just become part of life, and that you feel the vibrational frequencies and reverberation from in your body, those become the confirmation. Those become the information that you're paying attention to. And then you bring your heart resonance out and be like, which choice do I go, here or there? And then you'll know, and you'll just know. You will just know. So yeah, take time for yourself to see where you are right now within your heart center, within your integration of your higher aspects. For those of you going through potentially the dark night of the soul right now, be patient with yourself, show yourself some grace. If you feel like giving up, please don't. You will get through it. This too shall pass. And I say this with the utmost sincerity and knowing of my own experience, and recognizing in the dark night of the soul, so many thoughts come through the mind. Those aren't real. Those aren't who you are. Stay in your light. Surround yourself with resources that can get you through it, whether it's a good therapist that matches who you are and what you need. And I'm not talking about that are just going to push medications on you. That's just going to numb you. However, if for some reason you have to make that choice to get through something, that's okay. Just remember, there are many ways to get through what this natural process is of going through the dark night, because it can feel heavy. It has the potential to feel like a lot of depression. And just to educate yourself on the various resources to support you through it. I'm not saying anything's better or worse than others. I'm just saying do what's right for you. Know what this potential adverse effects are to your body and mental state. Is it truly the right choice for you? I know in my own experience, they were trying to get me to go back to work right away, long before I was ready, wanting to give me medications before, like, I'm just like, no, after only meeting them one time. And I'm just like, they didn't see my transformation from over 2 months. When I was at the height of certain aspects of that dark night, my nature connection and going hiking, having my dog with me, sleeping when I needed to, eating right, making sure I stayed moving and not too stagnant, surrounding myself with good people. Okay, and I'm speaking to those that are going through their dark night right now, where a lot of things get questioned in life. Even your own life gets questioned, right? Go into your heart center. Let your mantra become, keep my heart open. Just keep my heart open. Just keep my heart open. And you call in God and you call in Jesus. And it shows up in different ways, whether it's a person, a friend, a pet. It does show up. Or whether it's just feeling like I'm just going to take a really nice bath and show myself some self-care. Or let someone else show you some care, and give yourself space to return to your center, to return to your heart, and to return and integrate into your divine blueprint and essence. So I'll leave you there. You will all get through this. Remember, everything is just a moment. It can feel long and heavy right now, and it can feel joyous and free. But these moments will pass until you just fully embody and just are. And just are balanced and harmonious throughout any experience in your life. Be sure to like and share this video if you found it supportive. Much love to you. I'm Gina, Soul Inspired Reflections. Until I'll see you at day 35, if not sooner.